Today, we are in the borough of Queens in New York City to try out a brewery called Alewife. Please join us as we check out the space and sample some brews to see if this place is worth you giving a visit. Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are back in Queens, New York, and we will be checking out a brewery called Alewife. Now, for a little more information about Alewife, it opened originally as a brew pub in 2011 by wife-husband Roz and Patrick Doniger, who at the time also owned craft beer spots such as Rattle and Hum, The Jeffrey, and Fool's Gold. Then in 2021, Alewife moved to Sunnyside Queens and opened as a full-fledged brewery. Now, the name Alewives was inspired by the alewives of ancient times who brewed potions for medicinal and spiritual purposes. Now, what are people saying about this place? Well, they have a 4.5 on Yelp out of 42 reviews and a 4.6 out of 190 reviews on Google. Now, some of the positives, people really enjoy the beer, the service, and the chill space. Now, for the negatives, some reviewers also mentioned not receiving more than 2 samples, a lack of AC during the summer, and several were bothered by there being a large number of children. Now, I will mention that the owner did respond to all of these complaints and also even responded to some of the positive ones. So that's good to see. Well, let's see for ourselves and head on over to the brewery. So let's grab a menu here and also one of those blank forms and a pencil so we can pick the beers we want for our first flight. So the first beer, Trippin' on Haze, that one was really delicious. It said it had tropical fruit notes and melon. And I didn't get the melon, but I did really get the delicious tropical fruit notes. It was very juicy. It had a great mouthfeel. Overall, it was a really good hazy IPA and really impactful for that 7.4%. Now, the second beer I'm going to try is the Plum Sour IPA, and I have to say, while good, I did like the vanilla and plum flavors. It wasn't as impactful, and I didn't taste as much of the hops as I would have liked, so I still think the number 15 Trippin' on Haze is my favorite so far. Now, this Hazy IPA, One Love, was really good as well. It had nice tropical flavors with that some notes of papaya, and I really enjoyed this one. It was really smooth, went down really easy. Now, for the last one, this is the strongest one, and this is called Aqua Haze. And wow, this one blew me away. I really enjoyed it. I got the note of papaya. I didn't get the melon, but I did get the pineapple, and then the mouthfeel and the big bodiness from those oats. It was just really hit the spot for me. So I really enjoyed so far all of these beers, especially the hazies. So after having a little time to sip some more, both me and my wife agree that Aqua Haze is the best one. We really enjoy that one. However, One Love is also excellent. We're tying that in second place, maybe giving it a third because it's very close. And then a clear fourth is I Dream in Plum. It was good. I enjoyed it. However, it just fell short of the other hazies, like Trippin' and Haze here, which is tied for second place. And even, I would say maybe I give it a slight edge over One Love, but all of these were delicious. We both agreed. To conclude, I decided to get Smoked Minds, and I wasn't disappointed. Now, this was really unique because it was a smoked Imperial Stout. So you get that smokiness, but then also you get that nice 24-month bourbon barrel aging, which really gives it a unique flavor. And then finally, I got notes of vanilla and even some notes of chocolate. I have to say this one was very unique. It hit the spot. I love this stout, one of the best ones I've had. So as we walk to the train, what are my final thoughts on this brewery? Well, for the positives, I thought the beer was excellent, especially the Hazy IPAs and the Imperial Stouts. Now, of course, I realize everybody's taste in beer is different, and indeed there are so many different varieties of beer that opinions can vary widely. However, this leads me to my second positive, and that's the amount of beer available. They have 20 different varieties. IPAs, stouts, sours, pilsners, brown ales, just to name a few. So it seems like there's a little something for everybody depending on your taste in beer. They even have a full bar for people who may not like beer but want to hang out maybe with some friends who do. And then this leads me to the third positive, and that's the space. It's really cool. It's large, so you have plenty of seats, and the atmosphere with the barrels, arcade games, and TVs for sporting events makes it a fun place to hang out. The fourth positive for me is that you can bring your own food or have some delivered. That's always nice to see. They do have food trucks or food stands sometimes as well. However, I like it when a place gives you that choice if they don't have a kitchen. Then another positive was the service. I found the staff to be really nice, helpful, knowledgeable, and informative. Finally, the place is family friendly, which many people will be happy about. For the negatives, I'll let you know what I found, as well as address some of the reviews as I go. For the most part, I found very few straight negatives. In the neutral category, because some might view these as positive and others as negatives, a few reviewers mentioned a large number of children. And while there were a few, I didn't experience the large numbers mentioned in several reviews. However, that is most likely because I've never visited on the weekend, and that's when a lot of the families would be there. So while I can't vouch for that review from my own experience, that is something to keep in mind if having lots of children in a place bothers you. Some, however, might find the family-friendly aspect a positive, but I do know some people who don't like seeing children at bars, and while this is a brewery, they do have a full bar. Another issue that was mentioned in reviews was the cap on samples. Now, I didn't run into this myself. I had about 4 samples. However, I did split them up between 2 flights, so it's possible if you order something, they will give you a few more next round, or they might have changed the policy. Personally, I see both sides of that. I understand that with 20 taps, it might get expensive to allow someone to sample all of them. I think a good compromise would be allowing 4 versus 2, since that is the size of a flight anyway. Now, the purpose of a flight is to explore the beer selection as well, so sampling, in my opinion, is just a guide to get you started on the right direction, so I do think some people could abuse that. Additionally, while the reviewer mentioned that many other bars allow unlimited samples, I have found that those places that do this don't serve flights, and that's why they allow those unlimited samples. Now, for the only true negative for me, personally, that I experienced, was the lack of AC, and that was also mentioned in some reviews. In the summer, it can get hot in there, even with the big garage door open and the fans running. However, I didn't find it unbearable, and if you like the heat, it may actually be a positive for you. So I just recommend that you plan accordingly with how you dress, especially if you're visiting in the summer. So taking all these into account, I have to say that I love this place. If you live in New York, Alewife is a must visit if you enjoy beer. While it is a bit of a trip from Manhattan, it's not too far, and there is a 7-train walking distance from the brewery, so no excuses. You have to give this place a try. Now, if you're visiting New York, I would definitely put this place on your list. If you are a beer lover or traveling with someone who is and want to hit some of New York's best breweries, then this is a must visit. Additionally, they have those options for non-beer drinkers. Also, while it is a bit of a trip from Manhattan, Queens has many other breweries not so far from each other, so you could turn the day into a little beer tour and do some Queens brewery hopping if you're a real beer lover. Well, those are my final thoughts on Alewife. Please let me know what you think, or if you have any questions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe, and most importantly, always drink responsibly. Thank you for watching, and please join us again on Boozy Explorers.